How long have you been in the program? Where were you when you joined, and where have you gotten to today?
Yeah, so I joined the Consulting Blueprint CB in December 2021. So really it was 12 months from then to now. Mm-hmm. And so when I jumped in, I was doing Facebook ads management, I guess my own little agency that I'd kind of started from scratch, and sort of was doing that for probably, I think it was about 2.5 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. So I was getting to a point, I'd been at a point where I was kind of maxed out capacity wise. I didn't have any ambitions to build like a big agency or anything like that. That just wasn't really what I wanted to do, staffing and all that sort of thing. I mean, I had a couple of contractors, but it didn't appeal to me to keep building that part of the business. And I also saw the future vision. I'd obviously had exposure to other people and whether it was programs, just to know the evolution of the consultant, to be able to kind of scale up, was doing the Done With You. And so that was how I jumped into CB. And it was actually from, it was one of your posts in ClickFunnels. And I may have just liked or commented. I got a message from you, and I was like, I'd literally never seen you before or spoken to anyone before. And so, yeah, naturally I kind of went down, had a conversation with you, and I don't even know if it was you back. It probably was you back then still.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. But it was completely natural and comfortable and everything like that. And, you know, it's interesting to observe, because especially in sales and things like this, like I'm so aware of tactics and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, if you've got like a want and a desire, you're still entertaining the prospect of, you know, what if, right? And so I was completely open-minded. And I'm pretty sure over like maybe a day or two, I kind of went through a bit of your content and I saw some stuff. I think it was like a VSL, and I had noticed that you had coached somebody that I knew about from whenever or wherever. And that was really impressive, because I knew that the level that they were at. And so I'm pretty sure, yeah, within 24 hours, I kind of came back and said, hey man, did you coach him? And he's like, yeah, he's doing well and all this. And we booked in a time to chat. So I reckon I kind of signed up to CB within maybe a couple of days. And it was really, as I say, with my intent purpose, like I was super determined, super focused, that I knew I needed to get out of the Done For You. I didn't even know what the Done With You looked like, but that was where I felt comfortable you guys could help me. So yeah, that was December 21. And then I basically just hammered out all the content, you know, did what was necessary to just get through all that and jump on the group calls and get help from the coaches as well, which was really great. But then I did get to probably 4 months in, and I was getting, you know, a little bit concerned that things weren't moving as fast as I would like. And that's when I reached out, to you personally. We caught up for a chat, and I was like, man, I almost like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, kind of thing. And yeah, from there we obviously teed up, and you invited me to the SB. So that was March. And at that point I hadn't developed, you know, even though the course content definitely allows you to do it, I just hadn't had the confidence, I suppose, to create an offer, or maybe I was a bit kind of topsy-turvy with what that looked like. My kind of strategies and things were just sporadic, and I just literally still had no idea. And so I felt that I needed that specific one-on-one guidance, which is obviously, you know, what you sort of provided. So, so from December to March was kind of that weird sort of phase. March, I got my head screwed on. We started working together personally, and we started to just step through the full process. Yeah, so March 2022, and then I signed up my first client in June. So that was still 3 months, you know, of us working together, getting, I mean, you remember, man, I was literally starting from zero on everything. Like, it was completely new for me, and rolling those
pretty
things
much
out.
completely from scratch with a new offer, new niche, new everything.
Yeah, exactly. And so literally, I reckon every time that we caught up, it was more just, I mean, I kind of had an idea of the tactics and things like that, but it was definitely getting, you know, clarity and on sort of the next steps, but also more so what I required was probably just that, almost like that cheerleader. Like, I don't want to put you down in any way, but it was like, I just needed to know I was on the right track, and I needed to hear from someone like you, or somebody who'd done what I wanted to do. And so that was just purely confidence. And so from from that experience, even just in those first 3 months where I probably took, nothing crazy, but I think it was 17 calls before I closed, one out, right? Like that was another skill I had to build up, was the sales.
And I want to hang on that for a sec. Like, a lot of beginners get into this and they like take 3 and they don't close. And they're like, oh,
yeah,
it's not going to work for me. You took 17.
Yeah.
You took 17 calls. Like, and I don't want to skip to the end of your story, but like, and who knows how this will get edited up and cut up and everything. I don't want to skip to the end. Like, you did 50 grand in December. Like, there's a reason you earned your steak. You know what I mean? Like, I remember a lot of the help that we were providing you was just like on the sales front. It was just like, all right, you're booking these meetings. Like, no, don't say this, do say this, try it this way, do it like that. And just like all those little course corrections. And I know from experience that when we get a student to that place of like they're just booking meetings and you're just consistently learning how to run those meetings, that's when we do the deepest work for them, because they start to have breakthroughs in how they think about what they do and how they think about their prospects and everything. So yeah, 17-0, and then you had a breakthrough.
Yeah, exactly right. What you just mentioned is absolutely correct. We were just refining that. I mean, stuff that's natural for you and the other guys, on the team that you would say, like I would literally get the meeting recordings of us talking and review it and literally write down word for word what you guys would say, even though you're rolling off the cuff. And so I would put that then into the script. And then every single day I would practice the script, whether it was a call or not, I would just practice it just so so I would read it hundreds of times before, I would have calls or close calls. And so I think that was probably a really significant thing with just my development generally, in that like I'm more of a student and I've always been good at being a student, like at school and whatnot, but being like execution is probably like where I sort of struggled. But what I sort of felt, and I guess what you kind of ingrained in me, was like you do enough of these things, you get the reps in, even if it's not at 100%, it might be clunky. You just kind of get through that season, as you like to say, and you definitely just get better at all these things. And that was certainly sales. So yeah, it was 17-0, and then that was June. So I closed 2 in June after sort of 3 months. And then I had our second baby in July, which I knew was coming, and I really wanted to get things sorted before, the second baby. So July was sort of just quiet in terms of, I had maybe a week off and then we lose a bit of momentum. So July, closed a couple more in August. And then, as kind of October, I probably did, even just 3 clients in October. Then November was kind of 4 or 5 maybe. And then, it was kind of 50K. So that's probably equivalent to sort of 7 or 8 clients in December, which was, it was super exciting. But, you kind of, how hard I was gunning for it. Like it was just to have that goal, that deadline. I felt that the 12-month mark was very kind of romantic as well. I was absolutely over the moon, of course, man. So
if you enjoyed this clip and you want to mentor directly underneath me and learn all the strategies that we've implemented into our students' businesses to help over 100 people reach 6 figures a year, 100 to $999,000 a year, and over, I think it's 15 students as of January 2023 to $1 million a year or more, then I want you to go ahead and schedule your completely free consultation with us. There's no pressure to make a decision. We're not going to force your hand. We're just trying to figure out what it is that you need in order to take that next step to either start your online consulting or coaching business in any niche, any industry, or take your existing consulting or coaching business and really scale it to that next level in order to really sustain a business, put a lot of money in the bank very quickly, and serve a lot of people. Okay, so you can use the pinned comment on this video, or if you're listening on our podcast, go to treycockrum.com/schedule-page, and you can check out that page. It's just a simple schedule page. If you fill out a form and we want to know a bit about you, a bit about where you're coming from and what's motivating you to even speak with us, so that we can make sure we give you the best options. And if we notice that you're honestly not in the best place to get started, whether that's financially or time constraints or otherwise, we'll make some other suggestions to you, okay? Our reputation is everything to us, so we're only going to really make offers to people we know for a fact that we can help. And even if we don't make you an offer, it will still be some of the best 45 to 60 minutes you've spent on your business this year, because you're gonna get a custom strategy and be told exactly what you should do next, okay? So book your free consultation using the link in the description or in the pinned comment, or if you're listening on a podcast, treycockrum.com/schedule-page. See you there.